Peace and love. I want to talk about a right that I believe is foundation to our society. It's basically a promise to pay. We have the right to say, you know what, I promise to pay you something for something else. I have the right to pledge my labor. We all have that right. You have the right. So we say, I pledge or I promise to give you in return for something else. I promise to give you experience, knowledge. I promise to give you some type of energy. And I put it in writing. And if I put that in writing, right, because I am part of nature, as a representative of nature, I give it a sign of nature, right? I put it in writing. So what we do when we say I promise to pay, we say what we're doing is we're giving momentary energy, moments of energy. We're capturing it so that we can, you know, put it on paper. I pledge. And what we're doing is we're giving a lending hand to the society in which we're giving all these promises. I promise to do this, I promise to do that, I promise to come to work, I promise to be part of society, I promise to be part of it. And I want to give a lending hand. So, which type of society do we live in nowadays, or do we exchange in, where we have this society where man and woman coexist together with fictional beings called corporations, right? So, companies. And what we have in this exchange right here and this coexistence is a world is created where we do business and commerce, right? We exchange in commerce. So it's a commercial world. So what we do is basically, how do we lend this commercial world a helping hand? How we do that is we put on paper, those promises to pay. I promise to pay, and sometimes with interest, and we give it a sign of nature, and this secures participation in this world, right? In this world of commerce, it secures energy for commerce. It creates a bond, right? And these bonds right here, these papers, these commercial papers, they're better known as commercial instruments that are used in this commercial world, and we can negotiate with these instruments. So now it's best known as negotiable instruments. So they secure energy, right? Or they're secured energy. So they secure it, or they're already secured, but these are called securities. Now, what happens in this commercial world is that there's so many different exchanges that the corporations are the ones which keep track of all these commercial exchanges, and they basically have to give accounts, and the accountants do that, right? The accountants deal with all of these commercial papers and negotiable instruments and energy on paper, right? So we have the right to pledge on paper, and then all of this commercial world is founded on the right to give energy on pieces of paper. I find it super interesting because, see, this promise to pay, it creates an account for a legal person, an avatar, uh, a, a corporate entity in which man or woman will represent, or this will represent man and woman in this corporate fiction world right here. See, because man can't exist here really in the commercial world because it's dealing with fiction. So there's a fictitious character that's created, a person. And then this right here receives the energy, the credits from this. And then it gets to use this energy and credit. And it creates debt, D-E-B-T, debt. And the corporations keeps all the accounts. So imagine, right? Imagine if this right was taken away, your right to sign a promise to pay, a promissory note, your right to signature is taken away. Think about that. Think about it, because it's a very interesting way how it creates this type of world, right? Right? And then what it is that we lend the corporations secured energies. We lend them this. Man and woman lends it, not the person. The person in this world is what creates the debt, or is the debtor. It's the man and woman behind the scenes, outside of the commercial world, that creates the energy, the credits for this little guy right here to operate in commerce. So we give a lending hand to the corporations by simply buying, purchasing, consuming, by participating with them, just like the utilities companies, right? Just by turning on the switch. Why? Because we made an agreement in the beginning. We made a security agreement. We secured everything by promising, pledging future energy. It's called security futures. So it's an interesting way how things work out in this commercial world. So hope you find this interesting. Again, this is just my interpretation, my perspective, just sharing what I learned along the way. That's it. And it's always welcome to interpretation and skepticism and all of that you make of it what you want. Just saying, right? I'm making it a conversational piece. So peace and love. Take care.